Framework is like a collection of different functions that allows code to run a certain way.
Framework is a collection of library which allows. Can you come again?
So framework is like in Java, we have like so many libraries and inbuilt function on it. So we just utilize that function to make the code easier and to reduce the time complexity and space complexity like that. So to make the thing work in an efficient way, we use framework.
Okay, cool. That's okay, kind of.
Zetas.
Framework is Mhm. Framework is a collection of library. That is correct, right? So see, when you want to develop some project, you have two options in your hand. Either design enterprise level functionality yourself, or use some ready-made library for it. So which one is the good choice? Design everything from the scratch, or using ready-made features? Any guess?
Using ready-made feature is much better.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the market, suppose the caching you can implement in two ways. Either you can design yourself from the scratch, or you can use existing library. Using existing library means using existing
Mhm.
existing code, you can say library, right? So framework is nothing. It's set of library where all the enterprise ready-made features are there, which you can directly use in your project. That is called framework. I hope you understand the definition of the framework. Similarly, Spring is one of the framework which has a lot of ready-made feature which you can use in enterprise application. Make sense? So in Spring, we have if you want to learn Spring, in Spring we have a lot of modules. So I'm not going to talk about all the modules. I'm just going to talk about important module of the Spring first. So this is the lattice diagram of the Spring, right? This is. So I'd like to tell you a little bit. So I'm not going to talk about history of it. Spring was introduced in 2004 around. What is it? 2004. And
2004.
and I'm working with Spring from 2005, right? Just 1 year after it was invented. Got my point?
Yeah.
So if you talk about latest version of the Spring, which we are going to cover is Spring 5.x. And when I was working with Spring, that time it was Spring 1.1.2.
Nagendra, I have one question.
Please.
So yeah, in Java we have like so many frameworks, right? We have Hibernate, JSF, Play, and what is the reason the Spring is very famous behind the other? I mean, like in
Because
front of the other frameworks.
yeah, actually Spring is a very general framework, right? If you talk about Play is a very specific framework, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you talk about I have worked with JSF, struts and all. So JSF is only for MBC purpose. MBC actually that framework does specifically one job, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Spring has many things out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Got a point? Like if you talk about IOC, inversion of control, if you talk about caching, if you talk about transactions, right? If you talk about integration with different framework, only Spring provides you that kind of support, not other frameworks, right? So if I
Okay.
say Spring has 100 features, so those framework has 5 features only.
Okay.
Those framework has a just portion of it. That's the reason.
Okay.
Like I think you have, what's your name? You asked a good question. I want this kind of questions, right?
Pramod?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah, Pramod.
developed the Spring Framework?
Huh? What do you say?
Who owns this? Who developed this Spring Framework?
Uh, I I don't remember the name even, right? Let's see. That's fine. Name is not here. I only talk about what's here, right? History. Let's see history. Honestly, I'm saying the year in 2002 for 2004 it was released. Let's open it.
It's owned by
That's
Tom.
name was Rodson. I don't know something. You see, hmm? Rod Johnson.
It's owned by Apache. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was actually. This is part of the Apache. You can say that's fine. That's it.
Mm.
But I'm telling you, interview and all, nobody's going to talk about history. Honestly, I'm telling. Hello, nobody will talk about history, right? Hmm. Because I know. That's why I don't know. It's okay now, Rod Johnson,
Yeah.
and you can say 2004. That's fine. And I'm working from 2006, 2005. That's so earlier it was only XML based and later annotation based was introduced and now Java based configurations, right? So we'll talk on that. It's okay. Hey man, you are not supposed to know history about it. In 1.x, what was the feature? In 2.x, what was the feature? In 3.x, what was the feature? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to talk about it, right? So you see, Spring is divided mainly Spring Code, Spring AOP, this part and web and data access and integrations. Clear? So today I'm going to focus on the fundamental module of it, that is Spring Core. Hello. So see, if you want to learn Spring framework or any framework, we need to use some project building tool. What we need to use?
Project building tool.
Project building tool, and it could be Maven. It could be Maven. It could be Ant. It could be Gradle. So you can use any one of them, right? Maven and Gradle both are popular. So I'm going. Ant is basically it's become now legacy, old, right? Maven and Gradle are. Maven is I would not say it's very because Maven I was using first time in 2006. So you can understand, right? At least I'm using from last 14 years, right? Gradle you can use. Gradle I don't know when it was come, but Gradle is the new, right, compared to Maven. So first of all, Ant was there. Then which project building tool came? Maven. Then Gradle. Hello.
Hmm.
So I'm going to use Maven because Maven is used a lot. Fine,
Yeah.
everywhere. So your question is what is the Maven? I would say Maven is a project building tool. Your question should you are not asking a question. Your question should be what do you mean by project
Yeah.
building tool, right?
What's a project building tool?
Mhm.
Project building means when you cook something in the kitchen, right? There is a process. Yes, you want to cook something. Similarly, Maven is the process to build your project. Building a project means creating the folder structure, creating the path and class path, compiling the file copying the file from here to there, running the test cases, creating a jar and war of it, and deploying it and running it. I hope you know what I'm saying. It could be anything. If you are creating the folder structures, that is called project building process. You may be copying a file here and there, or you may be creating jar. You know what I'm saying? So no need to worry about it because this task you are going to do always. Make sense? See, guys, I want you should ask questions, right? So first thing is why we should use Maven, right? So question here right now, why Maven?
Yeah. Why
My answer is it for time being, right? It will download all the jars. It why Maven? It will download all the jar. No, it will download all the required jar for the project. Oh, it will download all the required jar for the project from the internet. Oh my God, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Remember earlier, right? When you do JDBC programming, you were downloading your MySQL connector and adding it to your project library. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes.
If you use Maven, Maven will say, don't do anything, right? I will download all the jar for you from the internet. Oh my God, that's fantastic. So today onwards, we should not bother about your jar. Why? Because Maven will manage it for you. Clear? So
Anyways, what
if
about the database?
everything, no, what do you say? Can you come again?
Is it having a built-in database or
All the
Tomcat
jar,
server?
no, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you come again, please?
I mean, what about the tools like web server, like Tomcat and the database like MySQL?
Yeah. Very good. If I teach you MySQL, all the MySQL connector, it will download only connector driver, not a MySQL software, right? MySQL software you have to install. But if you talk about Tomcat, Maven downloads Tomcat also. I will show you when I will teach you Spring Boot. Oh my God. So today onwards, like after some time, when I start Spring Boot, you should not bother about Tomcat at all. Who'll take care of it? Maven, right? Oh, now fantastic. That will download all the required jar for the project from the internet. So no need to carry what? Jars. Why? Because whenever you need jar, automatically it will download for you. So Maven is not only all about downloading the jar, it does other jobs also. Maven is a rich in plugin. Maven is very rich in plugin. Oh, what's meaning is plugin is just a utility, right, which will perform some task, right? Suppose you want to convert your XSD into JAXB classes, you can use Maven plugin, right? If you want to compute the code coverage, so I know you are not able to understand what I'm talking about, right? But if I show the example, you can understand better. So Maven is very rich in plugins, okay? So you just remember 3 points for now, but we'll learn more thing, okay? In Maven, we have predefined life cycle of it, right? Maven support profiling. So we'll talk about it, right?
Okay.
Nice. So guys, now what now? If you are creating a project, you have two options. What? Two options. When you create a project, how many types of project normally you create? Any guess? Two kind of project. I hope it has been taught you, right, in GSP Solid. One is called web project. Second one is called desktop project or standalone project. Web project you need to run it a browser, but desktop project you can run with public static.
exe file usually.
Exe file. Normally, you can say public static Whiteman, right? You can make exe, right? Exe, it's up to you, right? Exe is the window concept, no? Make sense? Yes, makes sense. So we have two kind of project. One is called web project. The web project, now you have two options. Web project and desktop project. Web project you can make with Maven and without Maven. What I said? It is up to you. You can create a web project. Oh, you say, hey, you want to make web project? Maven support? Yeah, Maven support. You can do it. And you can make a desktop project. Again, what?
With Maven?
Maven support. It is up to you, right? Maven support, supported, Gradle supported, unsupported. Choice is in your hand. But question is, if you make with Maven support, what is the benefit? You can utilize all the feature of Maven in your project. Wow. So far, when you were creating project with Sarika, you were not using Maven, right?
No.
The
No.
project was a normal web project. It was not Maven support. Today, I will teach you the technique how you can create a project with Maven support, right? Now, question is, you want to create a project, Maven's web project or a desktop project, right? So guys, I'm not going to create a desktop project. I'm going to make a web project. But once project starts, then I will teach you desktop project and web project, and I will teach you how you can group all together. Oh my God. I just came to know another feature of Maven, which is important. Maven support multi-module project, which is used in industry a lot. What is it?
Maven supports multi-module project.
Yeah, Maven supports. When you go to the company, right, you will get a multi-module project 100%. Maven support multi-module projects. and this we'll do in the project section, right? In project session, I'll teach you what Maven multi-module project is and how it is important, why we make multi-module projects, all this.
Okay.
Cool. So agenda, let's come to the agenda. Agenda is create a web project with Maven support. Done? Let's do that.
Mhm.
Like whatever I'm teaching you after the session, all this diagram, today onwards, I'm not going to email you. I'll publish it on my website, okay? On
Okay.
here. Because I already started to work on it. So I'll publish it and share the link.
Okay.
Let's make a project. I need your help. See my style? Like nobody is supposed to follow any other style. Whatever I'm teaching you, you have to just follow my style. Why? If you follow my style, you will do minimal mistakes. What? You go to the file, new.
Maven.
You have to go to the other. You can go here also.
Yes.
Good to go in other. Then you can type Maven. So here you are getting this option, check out Maven project from source control management tool, Maven module and project. So I'm not interested in check out Maven module. I'm interested in Maven project. Make sense? Next.
What's the difference between Maven project and module?
I told you, right? If you want to make a multi-module project, you may have 3 to 10 projects all together and you want to run in one shot, right? Then you can make multi-module.
Okay.
It is applicable when we start the project, right?
Thanks.
Today, it is our first day. Maven project, next. See, there would be many options altogether to make a project, right? What I said, and I'm using this from long time, right? But you follow my approach. When you come to this and here, check this one. This is important. Don't forget to create a simple project. Skip archetype selection. Don't forget to check it. Remember, forget it.
Okay. Check it up.
Don't forget to check it. Then next, and here you have to mention certain thing. Group ID, artifact ID. Group ID is only important when you work with multi-module project. If it is not multi-module project, you can give any name to it. I'm giving here name com.cubic ID. Make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
An artifact ID is nothing your project name. What is it?
Project.
Project name. So I don't know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple project movie MBC. Is okay with you?
Yes, sir.
MBC is a design pattern model view control. I will talk about this, I think, maybe next week. And this is artifact ID. Version. Version is the version of the project. So you can give any version, but I'm just using default one, snapshot. Your question should be, what is a snapshot, right? A snapshot is one of the another feature of the Maven. So we'll talk about later, not right now. So version, you can give anything. It is up to you, right? But it's better to give a snapshot if your project is under the development. Now here I'm telling you one thing. You can only get the benefit of my session when you ask questions. So I told you many times, when you're asking questions, you don't care about your question is makes sense. Your question makes sense. Genuine question, bad question, good question. You don't care about it. If you confuse, ask questions. Clear?
Okay.
Like in my session, in other session, difference is, I don't know, if you go and watch YouTube video, people may be talking unnecessarily thing, right? But here we are talking about the thing which is important for the projects, right? My main goal is I want to teach you in a such a way so that you can work in a project. Clear? And the benefit is you can ask questions, and questions you can ask any kind of question. I don't care. Clear? Yep.
Okay.
And here packaging, we have three options: jar, POM, war. Jar you choose when you make a desktop project. POM you use when you make a multi-module project. War you choose when you make web project. So, and name and description is optional. This is just a name and description. It will be used when your entry is going to be added in pom.xml file, right? And this is the parent project setting, which is not applicable for us, right? Because when you make this project will have dependency on some parent projects. So that is not applicable for us. The name, description, and project parent project information is optional. Make
Nagendra.
sense?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the difference between the artifact ID and the name? I mean, you said that the artifact ID is basically just the name of
This is the project name, right?
okay.
And this is name and just description is the additional information about your project. That's it.
Okay.
Are you following me?
Okay.
Name and description is just additional information. So only important is these four things.
Can you repeat the full form of MBC?
MBC is one of the model view design, model view controller design pattern. That is in agenda. That will come later. So you can skip it, right? I'll teach you separately. Okay. MBC, model view controller. So we'll talk about what design pattern is, what is a design principle. We have two kind of thing important in the project. One is called design pattern. Second one is called design principle. So design patterns, all that I will cover in much detail. It's okay. Like design patterns comes into three category, right? TSNL design pattern, behavioral design pattern, you know, structural design pattern. You know what I'm saying? So you don't worry about it. That is not important right now. Cool. Can I move to the next?
Yeah, sure.
Now you can click on the finish button. Cool. It's creating project. Oh, first time you may be seeing a web project with Maven support. My project name is, I think, movie MBC. Please remember it. Okay. Can you see this? This is the Maven project folder structure that you have to remember, right? I would like to explain you. This folder structure is as per the Maven convention, right? Let me explain you, one by one. Fine. So if you see this kind of folder structure, can I say Maven has a predefined folder structure? Is it right? Yes.
Yep.
When you create a Maven project with Maven support, Maven has a predefined folder structure. Oh,
Is there
is
any
it?
way you can increase fonts? Because they're very tiny.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. That's cool. Now it's visible, right? Yep.
Yeah.
The SRC, in this SRC main Java is basically folder where you are supposed to keep your
Jars,
Java files. What files?
Java files.
Java files. So guys, as per the Maven convention, if you have any Java file, you should keep into
Main-Java.
SRC main resource, a Java file. If you have any file like XML file or property file or config file, YAML file, right? Props, XML props, config, right? etc. You can keep in this. Make sense?
What about if I have a JSP file? Can they go there?
No, sir. JSP and all you can't keep over here.
JSP is Java,
JSP, I'll
so
tell you. I'll tell you. SRC test Java. In this, we are supposed to keep our JUnit classes, JUnit test cases. What is JUnit test cases? That I will teach you in detail. This is my agenda. And I'm telling you, if you don't know JUnit and all, right, it means you haven't done any development, right? You don't have development experience. You just took training from somewhere else. Clear? What is it? You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
I mean, yeah,
So
basically we haven't done actual like
Exactly.
yeah.
so
That's why we will do all those things, right? Then when people will confuse, we are really developer or not, right?
That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. We'll do that. When you talk in front of somebody, nobody will feel like you don't have experience, right? They will feel you have good experience. And we have to give that impression, okay? Because I will teach you in that way. That's what I'm saying. My training, you can get the benefit if you have questions. So I'm requesting everybody. You should always think about, I'm not going to throw many questions in front of Nagendra. That's fine. src test resources. In this, you will keep the same thing: XML file, YAML file, property file, config file, which is involved in JUnit. We keep XML file,
Nagendra,
TC, which is used, which are used in JUnit, which are used in JUnit only. Yes, please tell me.
yeah, Pramod here. So I have one quick question. So if somebody asks you like, have you worked on build? So what does that mean?
Have you worked on the build? You can say, yeah, I have worked on the building process. And for project building process, we were using Jenkins. Jenkins is
Jenkins?
one of, yeah, Jenkins is one of the very popular project building tool.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually, it is used for the continuous integration and deployment tool, right?
Oh, okay, actually, I
So
don't know.
yeah. So whenever this question comes to your mind, let me know. At least you will have idea. But this Jenkins is in our agenda, right? You will have session on DevOps. In that we are going to cover Maven, Jenkins, Dockers, you know, all
Okay,
these things in detail.
okay.
And what end? See guys, when you do the development, don't touch these files, right? These files is these files. These files are a replica of src main Java, right? So I have seen some developers, sometimes they go and change this Java, and don't do that, right? That is bad. It is just replica of the source file. So it's always good to sign. So only I would say for right now, don't touch these files, right? Sorry, red one, right?
The one you just highlighted? Oh.
Yeah, this red one,
Mm.
don't change it. Do not change it. Fine. Fine, and it makes sense. Like here, what is the you have web app? Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
If you expand this web app file is just a folder structure, right? In web app you have same thing, man. You know already, right? Web app is just a web project folder structure. What? Web app. So you know in web app what files we have? In web app there is a folder which is popular called web binder folder. You know it, right? From Sarika class.
Mm-hmm.
WebNFS.
Web inf. Web inf folder name is fixed, right? Web inf stand for web information. And somebody was asking where you can keep your JSP, right? In web inf folder, we have lib folder where you will have your jars, and we have web.xml file. You know web.xml file?
Deployment descriptor.
Deployment descriptor where you will do mapping for servlet, where you do mapping for filter, mapping for listener. You do global configuration, context config, right? You know, and security settings, your listener, listener information, many more, right? And where classes, when you write any Java file after compilation, where it goes? Anybody knows? After
Um,
compilation, where your file goes in web-inf classes folder. Remember?
web
In
enough
web,
classes. Okay.
I don't know you know it or not.
No.
In web-inf folder, we have classes. Which folder? Classes.
Classes.
Classes is standard folder name, standard. You can't change it. Web-inf is standard. Web.xml is standard. Lib is, lib. But we have a lib folder also. Lib. Remember when somebody was teaching you JSP servlet, she might be taught you are supposed to keep your MySQL connector in which folder?
In lib.
Lib folder. I'm talking about that lib. So lib folder is a library where you can keep your all the jar. But classes, what classes keeps, man? Classes contains Java classes which is coming after compilation of your Java file. Here you write a.java. What happened? Hero. After compilation, it will create a.class file, and that class file will come over here. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So in classes folder, what comes, man?
It's gonna be the dot class.
Yeah. And GSP, somebody was crying where I will keep my GSP. You know it. GSP, you are supposed to keep inside web app folder, right? This portion, this, right? Right, this portion is the place. This inside web app, outside web INF. What you keep over here, man?
The
GSP.
JSP.
Yeah, you know, HTML file, CSS file, GSP's file. No, everything will come over here. Yeah, it's very small, but that's fine. Okay, cool. We are done with this. Make sense? Where is my GSP then? Yeah, after it's become very, it's okay. Don't change it.
So if I keep my file in the wrong place, my application won't work.
Can you come again, please?
If I happen to keep like the, let's say JSP, if I happen to keep in a WebINF, WebINF, it won't work. Oh.
No. Answer is yes, no. Oh my God, very confusing answer, right? Yes, no. Answer is, you should, what do I say? Answer is yes, no. I don't know. Let me tell you. Actually, see, normal people, right? I don't know. Normal people will say we don't keep GSP in WebINF, but I'm saying in an industry, GSP is only placed inside WebINF. Why? If you keep anything inside the WebINF, nobody can access it. It is private. You know that?
No, I knew that.
I didn't know that.
What I said? If you keep your GSP
Nobody will
inside,
able to access it.
yeah, whatever you keep inside WebINF, that is called private scope. Okay. So I'll share one diagram I have already, so you can see from there, right? I have. Hey, what I said? If you keep anything inside WebINF, that is private scope. Private scope
Private.
means nobody can access outside the world, but only program can access. Clear?
Okay. Okay.
So GSP where you keep? Answer is normally in WebINF, but when somebody teach you tutorial, right? Somebody is taking your class. Normally he or she keeps where?
Web app.
Web app outside the WebINF, right? But what is the best place to keep it?
Web INF.
WebINF. You would say, oh my God, totally different. Could you please show me some example? If you see my projects, right? Whatever project I will show you, and what in any project, right? GSP based, you will see always my GSP inside WebINF folder, right? I'll show you. I'll teach you that also. No worries. Do you understand the whole folder structure? Only one thing is left, that is called target. Hey, what is target? Target is the folder which contains.
Cache.
No, not cache. Target is a folder which, if you make a build, right? If you make a jar and war of it, all the compile file will go inside the target. So target contains binary files. Okay, I can say right now. Target contains binary. But you need to see practical, right? Your question should be, what do you mean by binary file? I don't understand, right?
Yes.
Binary means when you make a jar, when you make a war, right? You can see in target. The binary file means created jars and wars. It's fine. Make sense to you? Yeah. And oh my God, I forget it.
What are war file?
Oh my God, this question you should ask with the people who taught you GSP solid. I'm just kidding. War is a basically bundle of the web project. When you have web project and you want to deploy it, you will make a war of it. What? War is a basically bundle of web project. You got my point? Hey, see, in your company, somebody would say, hey, how you were deploying your project, how you were running your project. So what do you say? I right click on the Eclipse and then go and select option run on server. You will say like that?
Yeah.
Don't say like this. They will kill you.
Will not give you a job.
No. That was the development process. You would say, there was a proper building process, right? You were creating war of it, and then you were deploying your war on server, right? Some deployment tool, So you should talk like that. Clear? I'll tell you. It's fine. Right click on the Eclipse, run as. This is just a project development process, right? That is the not real way to deploy. Clear? You need to know how your projects are deploying in real world. Got the point?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to deploy your project in real world, you have to make war of it. Make sense? And
Yeah.
anybody knows about jar? Yeah, jar is a just bundle of your classes. Why you make jar file? Simple. Suppose you have thousands of classes and many packages, right? They are here and there. If you want to give to someone, you will make a jar of it, or you can give 100 classes, as it is. You will make a jar of it. Why? Yeah, you tell me why you carry a bag. You tell me reason. You may have many things all together, right? If you keep in everything in the bag, it can be manageable. Yes, you know.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, we have
Manageable.
many jar, many packages. So if you use as it is, or you give somebody as it is, it's easy to it's not easy to manage. So it's better to create jar of it.
Yeah.
If somebody would say, what is jar? I would say jar is a bundle of jar is
Pre-written code.
bundle of bundle of
Pre-written code.
classes. What do you say?
Okay.
Jar is a bundle of classes and packages, right? If you want to make a jar, you can use jar command. What is jar command? You know Java command? Java command is there. Java C command is there. You know it, right? Java is a basically interpreter, or you can say Java is a command which create virtual machine and all.
Java
Java
C,
C,
the
Java
compilation.
C is a compilation purpose compiler. Similarly, we have a command which is used to manage jar command. Oh, my question is, if you want to make a jar of your library classes and packages, which command you will use, guys? Jar command.
Jar.
Yeah. So not right now. I will show you how to create a jar, and then how you can use the same jar in other project. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm able to. Oh, not. I'm not able to do anything. POM. POM stand for Project Object Model. What? Project Object Model. POM. POM. The POM is a file where you basically do the entry of your jars. Whatever jar you need, you have to make entry in
Form.
POM. That is called Project Object Model. And this POM, of course, it is XML file. What is XML file? Again, another question. So your answer should be
Configuration.
XML. The way configuration is, XML is not a configuration. Could be a could be used for configuration purpose, right?
Yes.
It is the
XML
use of
file
it.
is yeah. It's almost like
Like
a
here, if I say what is the apple, answer is apple is sweet in taste. It taste is sweet, right?
Okay.
But that is the not answer, right? Because many
It's a
things are
fruit.
there. Yeah, it is a fruit, right? It make
Mm.
more sense.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Are we going to use all this in a single assignment which you give us? Are we going to be required to use all this concept?
See, very good question. Whatever I'm teaching you, right? It means I'm going to use it. Otherwise, I will not teach you. Hello?
So for the POM file, I'm assuming that Spring has a way where once you add in a jar file to your project, it'll automatically add it to your POM. Like you don't have to manually go in and
No,
put
no,
it
no,
in.
no. It depends on if you are using some very intelligent ID, that ID can do it, right? But we are not going to do that, right? See, here we are going to design a car, right? We are not going to drive the car. You know what I'm saying? So when you are going to design the car, you should know each and everything, right? So in pom.xml file, we will add jar manually, or it would be automatically added. Any guess?
Automatically added. Since we're
Ah,
using Maven.
we are going to add the name of the jar manually,
Okay.
right? You got it? Why? Because we have to learn it, right?
Mm.
But I will tell you, there are some tool like there is tool like STS, right? Or there may be some online, utility. Using that, you can make your project and jar will come automatically, right? I mean, jar entry will be done automatically. But we are going to do
Manually.
manually. Why? Because we are mechanics, right? We have to learn each and everything.
Mm.
But
Okay.
the thing is, like, because when you put jars, sometimes the reason you want to put it automatically is because if you get, like, for example, version numbers wrong or things like that on your when you're writing it down, then your project won't work properly.
No, that's fine. That's why I think it's a good thing. Okay. Like here, version and all, we have to configure in the POM, right? So if you configure version already, so you tell me I'm creating a project, right? And I design the POM and I have added version and everything properly. If I'm sharing this project, why version and everything will change? Because you are not supposed to change pom.xml file because that is designed by me already, right?
Mm.
You got it? So POM should be designed by only one people. And after that same POM, everybody will use it, right? The benefit is if everybody is using same POM, which is designed by one people, so everybody will be on the same page. Am I correct?
Version
Most
control. Yep.
version control we talk about like there is a version control tool, and I'm telling you I had worked around many version control tool, right? In the beginning I was working with CVS, then I migrated to SBN, then I migrated after that Visual Safe, right? Serena, Harvest, Clear Case, right? And nowadays very popular control version tool which you are using is that is Git.
GitHub.
And you guys are supposed to know only Git. And version control tool is just like driving the car, you know, car. If you can drive one car BMW, you can drive other car also, yes or no? The some normal car, yes or no? Or you say, hey, only I know how to drive BMW, I cannot drive any other car. What do you say?
That's
I
wrong.
say that's wrong. You should be able to
Yeah,
drive any car.
exactly.
What if, well, what if, but just like car, what if I can only drive automatic car, but then manual car comes and now I can't drive a manual car anymore?
You can drive manual car also. It might take some time, right? Little bit, 1 or 2 days. Hmm? Yes or no? Tell me. Yeah, it might be take 1 week, not more than that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Concept, right? Same thing is here. Hey, if you talk about ID, some people are saying, hey, which ID you use, right? Industry is using which ID, right? It may be two
IntelliJ.
IDs are IntelliJ and Eclipse, right? But
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I'm giving many supports altogether, right? The most of the places I'm seeing people are using Eclipse.
Mm.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
So I'm the people who is using this Eclipse from 2005. Honestly, I'm telling you, almost 15 years. And IntelliJ I'm using from last 2 years, right?
Mhm.
So for me, you say which one is better, right? So I would say Eclipse, right? Because I'm very habitual to use it, right? But but I can use IntelliJ also. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Your question is why? What is the benefit of IntelliJ? So I would say IntelliJ is lightweight, right? It's faster. And in debugging, if you do debugging in IntelliJ, debugging is very verbose, right? Which I have seen. And apart from that, in IntelliJ,
I think it's much more smarter than Eclipse. Like if you just
you would
write
say,
something, it will pop
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but that thing comes in the Eclipse also. Man, I'm using Eclipse from, it's all about, how much habitual you are, right? It
that's
depends on
true.
that,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm, honestly, I'm telling you, if you work with Eclipse, you will not face any issue. But if you talk about, source version control tool, if you want to check in, check out, so we'll talk about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Till I'm telling you, whatever I'm talking about, I'm not talking about by reading the book here and there, right? This is my
You have worked
experience.
on it. Yep.
I'm doing it, right? I'm working
Mm-mm-mm.
actually.
Yeah.
I know that.
Okay.
So in book, I can tell you many things, right? Book is knowledge. In that, it's mentioned we should do this, we should do that, we should do that. But in real life,
Mm.
nobody works like that. Clear? You
Yeah.
say why? I will say go and ask with them. Okay, they will tell you because nobody can force you, right? It is up to you. Like one is what we should do, and second thing is what you are doing, right? Both are different things. Got my point? So it's okay. We'll talk about it. I hope you are good so far.
Yes, sir.
So let's make a project, right? Project already made, right?
Yeah.
Like here, I want to make my project Spring project. What do you mean by that? Like right now, my project is not Spring project. Hmm? Where is my project? Cubic MBC or
Movie.
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 MBC? Oh, yeah, this is. Here I'm going to add. I'm going to open POM. I need your help. POM.
Okay.
Again, POM file. If somebody would say, Acha, I was talking about XML file. XML file is a data representation, and XML is one of the very popular data representation format. And in XML, we represent data in tag format. And in XML, you can make your own tag. Am I right? So regarding XML, I will teach you one more thing to regarding it, that is called XSD, XML schema definitions, right? We'll talk about it. So you see model version, this is the version of the, you would say, Maven, right? The group ID, artifact ID, version, and packaging. Packaging will tell you what this project is all about, right? Web project. Sir, I need your help. Like in web app, if you allow to me, can I make a web INF folder? Allow me manually, right?
Sure.
You can make one file inside it. These are the minimal thing which you have to make. Hey,
Put it
how I make
inside
it?
the. Put it inside of the
I did
main.
it. You see, web app, web INF, and this. And web.xml file has predefined data. You can, sorry, what he said. This. Please help me. This web.xml file has a predefined tag. I'm copying it from somewhere else, right? Help me.
Mhm.
Now, this thing you can copy this much. From where you are copying, I can tell you many places. You can copy the way I'm doing copy paste, right? But this project is ready. Mhm. This is ready. Can you see this? Hello. And now you want to add the jar. I want to use Spring. Which version of the Spring you want to use? Any guess?
5.
Spring 5. So I'm
Hi.
going to see my style. Like I'm doing like this in one session, one my my candidate was saying, and again you were doing copy paste. Then I said, if I don't do copy paste, then what I should do?
Design the
He said,
jar file.
we can't do it, right? It's not possible.
Yes, yes.
If you're doing copy paste, it's great, right? You also do it. If I give you some assignment and you do copy paste and come with me and you are able to explain to me, I'm good with that.
Mm.
Hmm.
So basically, we have to learn how to do copy paste, right? Simple. So hello world, Spring, because you can write anything, man. I want jar, right? So if you type like this, you will get on the internet. There would be my a lot of friends who will guide me. You can open anything. Make sense? Like here, I'm going to use this dependency, right? So like in this, there is a tag dependency. You see my style? Dependency. Dependency means you all the jar will come inside. Mhm. So which jar I want to use? Please help me. So today I'm teaching you Spring Core. So you can add 3 jars only. Core. Hello. I remember and you are not supposed to remember. Clear? Spring Beans. You guys are not replying on context.
Yeah, I mean.
I would say don't remember, right? This is my jar name. My first jar name is Spring Core, this version, Spring Core, this version, Spring Beans, this version, Spring Context, this version. So these
What
are the
are
new.
those?
Eh?
What are beans?
These are the jar names. Let me show you. What is it? These are the jar names, right? My first jar is Spring Core and this version. Second jar is this is artifact ID jar name here. Group ID you forget it. Like you see, this is same for all. They are belonging to same group. Like when you save it, let me show you the magic, right? Hello. You have to just think one dependency means one jar. What? One. Please help me. One dependency means
One jar.
one jar. And jar name is artifact ID hyphen version dot jar. If somebody says what is jar name, how you can drive it, answer is
Artifact ID.
dot
Spring core dot 5.1.0 dot release.
dot. Yeah, this is the way. And here I would say don't use the dot. Here we have to use hyphen. Spring dot core hyphen. Then you can give the
Version.
version of it. Make sense? Yeah, hyphen or I'm confused here. Let me show you. Like here, what you need to do after doing this much, see the magic. After doing this much, go to the Maven and update projects. What you need to do?
Go to Maven, update project.
Right click, Maven, update project, and you just choose this option, force update for snapshot, and click on it. And you'll see the magic. Jar will be in your pocket. Can you see this? Hello.
Yeah, it added all the dependencies that you had on the POM file.
Yeah, whatever you have added, but your question should be, hey, I have added 3 jars. Why many jars are coming? Because sometime one jar may be downloaded,
Dependencies.
download other dependent jar. You see in my tutorial, he was just adding this jar, only one jar, right? Because he knows once he add this jar, it will download other jar automatically. Can you see the magic?
Sure.
Hey, you see?
Mm-hmm.
MBC,
Mm-hmm.
web. Oh my God. So this jar will download Spring MVC and plus other jars. Your question may be, how you decide what you need to do. That I will teach you slowly. Okay.
Okay.
So right now I'm not going to use web MVC. I will add jars only when it is required. I will not going to add anything blindly. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
For today's agenda, what jar we should need? These 3 jars. Please mute yourself. There is a lot of background noise is coming. Please unmute only yourself when you are alone there. Hmm? Okay. Anybody have any question queries so far?
Yeah, like, hold on. Source. So when I created it on my own Eclipse, and on my main, I'm not getting the resources, web app, any of that folder. How'd you make those folder appear?
You are are you using Mac?
No, I'm using Windows.
I'm using a Mac.
No, it's not like that. If you do with me by sharing the screen, then everything will happen. So let me
Okay.
teach you first, and in last you can show me.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay.
So, before moving to the next thing, anybody have any query? See, like one thing I'm telling you, if you want, you can note down somewhere. Whatever I'm teaching you, if you're able to grasp day 1, day 2, day 3, so your life will be very comfortable, right? One session is done, you can say, I know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you taught me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, you may be thinking it's very easy, right? It's easy. Every day is easy, right? If you do the practice. Fine. Because like my day will be connected to it. The day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, right? If you miss 2 sessions in between, you lost. Remember it. Okay. So can I jump to the next? If you understand this much?
Sure.
Right now, if I ask one question, what is Spring Framework? You can only say in one line, Spring Framework is one of the enterprise level, framework. That's it. I don't know more than that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
On your screen, how are you popping up that screen for the Palm that looks like you could just like it looks like a form where you
Okay,
can type it in.
okay. Then you click on this. So here we have different options, right? Pom.xml file, effective
Overview.
pom, dependencies, like this.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, by default, it may be coming overview. You click on the pom.xml file tab. So it will come like this.
Okay.
Well, so I'm going to make a small program, and you may be thinking, this program is easy for you. I'm making a Java file, com.madal. My Java file is dog, right? I hope you know that. So you know all those things, right? Private dog has an attribute name and color, and private. You know it, right? This is called Pojo, I guess. I'm designing a
Yep.
dog
String.
string, right? Thank you, Eclipse. And after that, you can make a getter and setter of it. You know getter and setter. Getter is used to get the value of it, attribute of it, and setter is basically used to set the attribute of it. And toString method is a special method which is implicitly called when you print the reference of this object. Am I right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to make a main method, main dog. If I type this program, you would say this program is super simple. Yes. What I'm doing? I'm making an object of dog, and dog needs some attribute. Yeah, dog needs color. Color is white, and dog need name and some other attribute. What name is Polo? My dog name is Polo. and price is this much. Make sense to you guys? You tell me this program. This
Main
program
dog, right?
is. Pardon?
In the start in line number 7, you will make it like main dog, right? The class name is
Main dog is the name of the class which has main method. So what's confusion? Ask please. The main dog is a class name, right? You know
yes.
very well. Dog, I design a class and I want to use this class in other class. So I can give any name to it, right? I can
Yeah,
write
yeah,
A,
that's
B,
fine.
C, D.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
main dog I have given so that you can understand this is the main for dog. That's it. Nothing else. And here I'm making a dog, and in dog I'm setting color, I'm setting name, and setting price. The one thing I can feel some guys may have questions. You may be not asking so that you may be feeling it, right? If I ask question, it may be silly question, right? So what people will think about me. Don't think like that, okay? You got my point? If question is even a small question, it may be silly question you ask if you have. Got my point? You don't care about others. You just think about yourself. Fine. Another thing I have feel because I'm sharing all this thing because I know from the sessions, okay? Sometimes you feel if you ask some questions, you may be wasting other people's time, right? In between. Don't think like that. In my session, that is not valid because if you ask question, I will not take much time to answer it. I'll answer it in couple of seconds only. Yep. No. Public void. I'm just adding a method bark. Dog barks. You know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a behavior which I am adding in my class. He dog can bark. You can add anything, right?
Yep.
So this is clear to everybody. Then you can call
Mm-hmm.
dog dot bark. And here, if you want to print the state of the dog, you can
Get.
do dog. No, only dog. This dog will call toString method. You know it, right?
Oh yes.
And when you print the reference of any object, its call is toString method, and toString method by default print the state of the dog in string representation. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Run it. If I run
Everything
it
like
and I would show you,
right
hey,
follow, yeah.
yeah, hey, a dog can bark, and you are printing the dog state in string representation. Name equals to follow, color is white, and price is 13333. Okay, cool. If I say, what about this program? You would say, we are wasting my time. This program is very simple. Yes, you know?
Yeah, yes,
Already
sir.
you did
Program.
super simple, super simple. I know it's super simple. Okay, I have few questions for you. My first question is, who is creating the instance of the dog? Who is creating? Who is creating instance of the dog?
You are.
Yeah, very nice. Answer is programmer, right? Good. You are means programmer. Who is setting all these values? Who is setting attributes?
The program.
Values.
Programmer since they are hard
Programmer.
coded. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard coded and it is hard coded. If you want, you can take from the keyboard.
Yeah,
Function
yeah.
scanner. It's not a big deal. And who is calling this method? Who is
Programmer.
calling this method? Answer is programmer. M-A-T-H-O-D. Programmer. That's correct. Who is managing the life cycle of the dog? If I make my dog null, what happened? My dog will die. Yes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what is it? If you make the dog null, dog reference null, what happened? Your dog will die. Like here we are creating the dog, right?
Yes,
Dog
sir.
is created by you, and here we can kill the dog. So
Mm-hmm.
in another word, if I say who is managing the life cycle of the dog, who is
Programmer.
programmer.
Okay.
Life cycle of dog. Hey, every object has a life cycle. Is it correct? Answer my question.
Yes, sir.
Every object has a life cycle. Oh, that's correct. We are human being, right? And we are also objects. Is correct? Everybody is an object
Yep.
because we are object because we have attribute and behavior, and anybody can uniquely identify on the basis of that in the world. That's why we are objects. Clear? So we also have life cycle. Am I right? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you initially, born state, right? Child
Infant,
state.
child, adult.
Yeah, adult, and so all that. So, but our life cycle is also managed by somebody else, right? If you believe in God, normally we say,
Nature. Mm-hmm.
nature. Yeah, nature is also fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, but there is some power, right? Who is managing our
Yes.
life cycle?
Yes.
Or your life cycle is in your hand?
No.
No, don't say like that. Okay. If somebody is saying like that, means he is confused. It's fine. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what Spring Framework says, listen to me. Spring says, hey, programmer, right now you are doing two things. You are creating object, you are setting the attribute of it, right? And you are managing the life cycle of it. Spring Framework says, don't do all those things.
I'll do
Means,
it for you.
yeah, exactly. Spring Framework says, object creation, it's attribute initialization. If your object has dependency on some other object, it could be sometime, right? One object, we are object. In our real life, one object has dependency on other object or not. We have dependency on food. Am I correct? And
Mm-hmm.
food
Yep.
is an object.
Food, air.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Air also. That's correct.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So one object has dependency. If you talk about car has dependency on many things. Car has dependency on fuel, right? Engine,
You. Yes.
tires, right?
Mm.
So if you want to create a car, right? So first of all, you need tire, engine, and then all together you can assemble it.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct, right?
So
So
Spring Object Factory will assemble all this for you.
exactly, Spring says I'll create an object for you. If any object has dependency on some other object, I will manage for you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
assembling everything I will do for you. And if any object has to be initialized, I will set all the attribute of it, right?
Mm.
And what about this life cycle? Who will decide which object is going to die when? Spring Framework. Oh,
The configuration file.
exactly. Everything will be done by
Mm.
Spring Framework. You have to just call its business logic.
Mm.
Wow. What? You have to just call a method. Clear? The method cannot be called automatically, right? You have to, because this is all about the business decision, right? Which method?
Yeah.
A. Who will decide? No, who will decide this dog has to bark when? Dog will decide, right? You will not decide.
Yeah, of
Clear?
course. Yeah.
It is mood of the dog.
Mm.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Sometime dog does not bark. Then what do you say? Why you didn't bark? I will not give you meal, okay? Hmm. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same program, whatever program you are seeing, I'm going to show you with the help of Spring. Clear?
Okay.
So see, today program maybe does not make sense, but after some time you will feel the power of it. Clear? So
Okay.
Spring says if you want to manage this dog by Spring, right? If anything is managed by Spring, you would say Spring container. What?
Yes, Spring container.
Spring container. Everything in Spring, who does? Spring container. Spring container is a software component which provides the environment where you can run your Spring application. Similarly, you might have learned in JSP Solid Tomcat container, JSP Solid container. JSP Solid container is a software component which is part of the Tomcat, which is responsible for managing your JSP and Solid. Who manage your JSP Solid? GSP Solid container. GSP Solid container is a part of Tomcat container. Tomcat container is a part of Tomcat. Everything is related. Very nice. And Tomcat runs with the help of JVM, Java
Oh,
Virtual Machine.
JVM. Yeah.
And
Java
Java
Virtual.
Virtual Machine you create with the help of JRE. That's it. Clear. Let's come to the point. If you want a Spring container should create dog and Spring container should set all the attribute. Spring container should manage life cycle of it. What do you need to do? Spring says, hey, if you want, I should do all those things for you. Follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me. Yes. Spring container says in SRC main resources, go and create one XML file. What file? XML file. The XML file is nothing a file with .xml extension. Make sense? Normally I'm speaking very fast. I don't know you guys are able to understand or not. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
A little bit. Could you
Little
repeat
bit?
that again? Could you repeat that again?
Okay. See, My question is, when I'm speaking, you guys are able to understand?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Like here, I'm going to create one XML file. XML file is a file which with dot extension, XML extension. Let me show you. New. I can go to other and I can type here file. Why? I want to make a file with dot XML extension. File name could be anything, anything. So I'm just giving dogs dot. You can give anything, mango, tomato, banana, whatever you want to give. Okay, it is up to you. How? Like here in this file, there would be a root tag, bean tags, and this tag is fixed. You can't change it. So every XML file in Spring has a root tag beans because you need to mug. Every XML file has a root tag. Am I right? I say in Spring framework, when you create XML file, what will be the root tag of it? Answer is beans. In beans, you have to add some namespace. I'm not teaching you what namespace is. This I will teach you later. Okay. For today, you just copy paste. Okay. Like in Spring framework, I'm telling you one thing. When you go to the internet, you will confuse which convention you should follow, right? But I'm telling you, after some time, you'll understand it. Clear? There is many way to design the programs, right? XML based, annotation based, Java based, configuration based, right? That is the problem. I'm teaching you right now XML based, which is obsolete now. What? Which is obsolete
XML is
now?
obsolete.
Legacy
Yeah.
application.
But you do not know what kind of project you have to work. When you go to the industry, right?
Yeah. So they might have legacy applications, so
Yeah,
that's why we are using
normally I'm
XML.
saying, normally I'm
Yeah.
saying maximum
Okay.
time. You cannot say, hey, I cannot work with XML and all, right? They will fire
Yeah,
you.
obviously. Yeah.
You say, sir, I need money. Whatever task you give doesn't matter. First of all, tell me how much money you are going to give me. That's important.
True. True.
Mm. About nature of the work, that we can decide later. Not a problem. I don't have any issue. Okay.
MLNS.
Like here, when you make XML file, your root tag will be always this, and you do copy paste. Okay. Copy paste, right? Copy and paste. Oh, that's cool, right? Done. Like this thing you have to copy blindly without asking any questions. Right? Done. And I will share with you, and daily you can do like this. Done. And what you need to do, man? In this, you have to create an object of dog. Yeah.
A bean tag is required. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody is helping me. Thank you. Thank you. He's saying if you want to create a dog object and you want the Spring, who should do for you? Spring. So
Spring.
Spring says make one XML file. Root tag of it should be beans. And then you can use
Bean.
if you want to give a comment, this is comment, right?
Yes.
I want to do this, right? So you can use bean tag, and
ID.
ID will be the same the name of the object, you can say. And here you can use class. In class, always you have to give fully qualified
Fully
class name.
qualified class.
Fully qualified class name means class name with package name. Let me show you how to copy. Cool. Confused? No, I'm not confused. If you want to go and copy it,
Dog.
Model.
right click on that, and I will tell you, you can go
Copy
in one
fully
file.
qualified name.
Copy fully qualified name. So it will copy package name with class name. You see my shortcut? So you can go back and you can, so I'm making an object of this, right? After that, you are saying this will create an object of dog with name dog. Now you want to set all the attributes, set color. So you can use one attribute of it property. In property, you can use the property of the dog. In property, I want to set name, right? Name is one of the property, this one. And this should be polo, right? So here you can use value and you can mention polo, right? And if you want to close the tag, you can close in one line also. Choice is in your hand. Similarly, copy paste. And you can set color. Order doesn't matter, right? You said white, color first, name first, whatever doesn't matter. Then you can put white. And here you can put price also. So price is whatever you want. Everything in double quotes, right?
Yes.
It is a string, double, flood. Spring automatically will come to know by reflection and all. It is a integer and all that. Okay, that's not your job. Got my point? This is done. See, I'm going to use the terminology bean. Bean. I would say dog is a bean, right? Dog is a bean. So you need to understand what is a bean, right? Object managed by Spring container is called a bean. Oh, object.
It's basically a Java object, right?
Yeah, object managed by Spring container. If Spring container is creating any object, it is called
Bean.
object managed by Spring container is called bean. Hey, what about the other people? You got this much? Hey, this much is. Please mute yourself. Okay. What I'm saying, uh, dog. See, Spring container will read this file. Who will read this file? You are designed this file for whom? Spring container.
Right.
Spring container will read the file and it will create an object of dog. Automatically, it will say name, color, and price, everything. Oh, nice. Now let's make a main file. Allow me. If you want to make a main file, I would say dog main spring. Oh, dog main with the spring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Main. And after that, if you want to create a spring container, you have to use
Load the bean.
application context. Actually, I'm creating a spring container first.
Yes.
So left side is fixed and right side is also fixed. New class path. Nobody's supposed to remember the syntax, right?
Class path
And here you can give the name of the file, which file you want to load.
dog.xml.
Docs.xml. So this line is doing what?
Loading the bean.
The dog.xml file.
Creating a Spring container and loading docs.xml
XML bean.
inside it, right? So it is reading the file and whatever instructions are there, it is creating bean and all, right? Now you can, like, using this reference, you can pull the bean.
Retrieve.
Hey bean,
Yeah.
can you come out? So here you have to give the name of the bean. So what name you have given, you can see in the XML file. I want to give pdog, right? Yeah, pdog. So here you have to use pdog.
Double quotation. Yes.
And here you have to, downcasting. Somebody was asking, hey, why you are wasting my time downcasting, upcasting, downcasting. I don't know who was the people. Dog. Can you see this? Actually, when you call the getBean method, it will return object class, superclass, right? And superclass is the parent of all the classes, so you can downcast it. I know pdog is dog, and this dog can be assigned to the object, and you are downcasting it, right? Hey, somebody asked this question when I was, I don't know, first day or second day, where they were teaching you upcasting, downcasting. Then he said, hey, why you are teaching me upcasting, downcasting? Then I said, you will see this, all these things later daily. So this is started, right? Downcasting. Clear? Somebody would say, where you have used downcasting, you can say, when I was doing my Spring program and I was creating a Spring container, I was putting my bean outside, I was using downcasting over there. Clear? Hey, dog came out. Hello. You see your code is reduced or not?
Yes.
Now you are not using new operator. You are not setting the attribute of it, right? Oh, cool. Your dog is barking, right? Bark. And after that, you can print the state of the dog, right? Let me run it. Same program. First program was without Spring, and second program is with Spring. Somebody wants to kill the. Okay, don't worry about it. No bean name pdog is available. Reason, my file is not saved. Can you see this star?
Configuration file is different.
It's not saved. It's not saved. Now run it. Hey guys, this dog is managed by whom?
Spring.
Spring container. Do you think you can kill the dog? I'm very angry. I want to kill the dog. You can't do that. If you want to kill the dog, you can use null, right?
Not close.
No. Actually, as long as Spring container is there, dog is there. Clear?
Okay.
So after making it null, like if somebody wants to pull it again, he can pull it. Make sense? So here, what I want to show it, you cannot kill the dog because its life cycle is managed by
Spring container.
Spring container, not by the programmer. Right? Again, it came. Nice. See, guys, this was today's session was very introduction, but this session is important. When you come tomorrow, if you don't know this much, they should be on your tips. Maven, how to create Maven project, how to make Hello World, right? Make sense? Let me make a little bit one more example. Like here you should have a question in your mind, right? The dog which you are creating in that approach. Like this is one of the most confusing thing. If you make a dog like this, you can set color and name and price of your choice. Yes, you know, using scanner. Say
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
So which one seems to be more flexible, this approach or Spring approach?
The first approach.
Very good. Your understanding is very right. Your understanding is first approach is very flexible because you can set color,
Yeah.
name, price of your choice, right? By using scanner or taking input from the keyboard. But in this,
Pedro,
your input is fixed.
hello?
What's your name?
Yeah, this is Modest.
Maurice. Yes, my
I
friend
missed
Maurice.
it. Yes, I apologize. I had an emergency. I had to rush quickly to school when the beginning of the class started. And I totally missed the whole part of the class. I would say the whole part because the school was calling me. Is there any way I can get a recording to know exactly what happened today for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
class? Because
that's why the recording is going on. I'll share with you. The recording is always optional, fine? Okay. If I have recording, I'll share it, right?
yeah,
Cool. Okay, please.
I just
I'll.
come back now. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I do
So
understand.
in the other way, I'm totally lost. If you put in clear terms, I'm totally lost. I don't know what was going on up to now.
Of course, man. In my class, I was telling in the beginning, right? If somebody miss my class, he will totally last. 100%.
Hmm.
Okay, done. Let's go
But
ahead.
no, but
What?
to continue, you're saying something about it's Spring is not
Ah,
as flexible as the regular.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. This question should come from your side. Your question should be again. You are making our job complex, right? In the
Mhm.
beginning of the program, I can set color, name, and price of my choice.
Right.
But here it is fixed. I can't change it, right?
Hmm.
So let me tell you.
Najee, I have a
Spring.
question.
Go ahead.
So, with Maven, the whole idea of Maven is just to be able to manage your application, and Maven has
Only
dependency.
whole idea of Maven is so far, whatever knowledge you have, is all about providing you jar from the internet, which you need for your project. That's it.
Content for a project, content that will be needed for a project.
Yeah, jars. Whatever jar you need for your project, it's Maven responsibility to hand over to you.
The
That's
the
it.
dep- the dependencies.
Yeah, dependencies jars. Maven
Oh,
dependencies means jar downloaded by the Maven. That's it.
okay, okay.
Cool. Let me move ahead. So I'm coming to my.
So yeah, why are we using the Spring when it's not as flexible? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My question is genuine, right? Yeah. See, if you go and search on the internet and see the example, you will see the similar example everywhere, right? The reason Spring is not in Spring when you make the service, right? It is when you create a bean, it is called service. And service, we are not supposed to take input from the user. You got the purpose? When you go in the real life, when you make the service input is always fixed. Clear? So guys, you should not be in the impression if you are giving some values here, it's fixed because Spring is supposed to create service. In service, input is always fixed. I hope you got the answer.
Yes, sir.
In service, nobody is supposed to take input from the keyboard. For example, if you want to make connection with database, you tell me username, password, driver. Hello, username,
Okay.
password, driver, and URL are fixed or it will change on the fly. Answer my question.
They're fixed.
They are fixed. So in Spring, you always make the services, and those services are always fixed. Service
Fixed.
means objects. You
Okay.
you may be again confused. Now again, what do you mean by service? I will tell you. Service is some object which gives you the output as per the input. For example, you want to create a service which allows you to interact with database. Your service will allow somebody to save the dog object in database. It allows you to access dog object from database, right? You can add, you can fetch, you can delete, you can update, right? You can perform anything. I hope it makes sense. Cool. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Like here, I want to make a little bit complex, little bit only. The dog has dependency on meal. Am I right?
Yes.
My dog was independent. I want to make male, and this male has some attribute. What? Dog meal is you can use bread. No? How many bread dog can eat? Private, integer, rice. That's okay. Clear?
Dependency
And
injection, basically.
bread, string, and int private, integer, milk. Clear? These are the meal for dog. And again, you can make it getter, etc. Right? I hope I'm making myself clear. Yeah.
Mhm.
Two string method. Cool, right? Like here, and who has dependency on meal?
Dog.
Dog. So here you can define one more attribute, right? Other attributes are normal attributes, string and integer. Now, like meal is another bean, am I right? What is it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And you can make a getter and setter of it because the Spring uses getter and setter to set the values. And you can update this to string method because I want when you print the dog state, it should print the state of
Meal.
male
Okay.
also.
Mm.
Nice. Male, right? Now this dog has dependency on male. Let me update my program. My people, I know I am updating in the same program. It's okay with you, right? So I can make another
Bean. And
bean.
then pass the reference.
Uh, what's your name? Who is
Daksh.
talking? Daksh.
Okay.
Okay. Only Daksh?
Daksh Desai. Yeah, that's.
Okay. Milk. The here it's milk. It's milk. Anyway, you are helping me. Where is my milk? Oh, sorry. It should be meal.
It
It
should
should
be
be meal. Meal, not milk.
dog.
Meal.
Yeah.
Here you can write mark now. Interesting. And meal has attribute. You have to open it, man. Bread, rice. So, XML file, rice. Rice is a, well, I don't know. You
Type
can
of
do anything.
meal.
Yep. It is one of the attribute of the meal.
Mm.
Bread and milk. Bread, milk. This dog can eat 10 breads and 2 liters milk. That's fine. It should be in kg, I guess, right? Oh, too much. Like here, you're making dog, right? This dog has dependency on which attribute? One more attribute. Tell me. Open it. The dog has a dependency on which attribute? You forget it? Meal also.
Meal.
Meal.
So here you write the attribute name. And here, value.
Reference.
See, when you said value, it is some hard-coded value. Pullo, white. It is not a bean. But here, this meal which you are referring it is another bean, right?
Yes.
Hey, this meal is not normal attribute. This meal is another bean type. Then you can use here ref. Ref means I want to
Mock
set
meal.
mock meal. So what happened? It would create a dog and set name, color, price, and it will set the meal also. Meal is another bean. So ref is used to set one bean inside another
Another
bean.
bin.
Ref is used to set a bean which is mock meal, right?
Mm.
Ref is used to set bean which is mock meal inside dog bean, right? It's okay. Make sense? Inside P dog bean. I'm using the name of it. Oh, mister, what happened? When Spring will create a dog, it will also set a meal inside it. Am I right? Other people.
Yep.
So now what happened? When you print dog, it will set the meal.
Automatically. Has the meal
automatically, and this is called dependency injection.
injection.
We'll talk tomorrow about it. What dependency injection is, what a kind of dependency in much detail. Today, it's not working. So here, reason is this 2L is, I think it is integer, right? I know because I've experienced. That's the reason. So you cannot use 2L. You have to just use 2.
Two.
Got it?
All by the kilogram.
Yeah. 2. Now it's
He used string on that, so
Yeah,
that's
so
okay.
yeah, that's okay.
that's okay. So my people, I'm just stopping my session till here. I think this is enough, but I'm telling you, randomly I can ask questions tomorrow. So when you come for the session,